Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is such an exciting video because this is one that I've been wanting to do for a while, but it took a lot of preparation, and I guess when I load up and I show you guys what I've been working on, you will understand. But before I hop into the video, I do want to share something really exciting with you guys. A lot of you may already know this, but that's okay. But MADRINAS and Palia are collabing once again. In case you guys didn't know, MADRINAS has had two previous collabs with Palia before, and they just came out with their third one, and it is really exciting. So here is all about the collab information. We have the Elderberry Lemonade bundle. It includes that beautiful purple plushie that you see right there, and also the glow-in-the-dark shaker cup with the smole and the word Palia on it. It is beautiful. I am so excited. I have personally tried the Elderberry Lemonade, and it is amazing. It's like a sweet lemonade, and it is it is definitely my favorite flavor right now. It is incredible. I keep reaching for it every day. I keep wanting it, and it's just amazing. It's definitely replaced energy drinks for me. If you guys are interested in purchasing the bundle, it is only pre-order right now, and you can use code CHI, C-H-I, for 20% off, and I do earn the smallest commission when you do use my code, so thank you so much. So these are pre-order right now, and they will be shipped out in November, and let me know in the comments if you order, if you use my code. Thank you so much. And also, since I have the plushie on me, let me show you guys this beautiful bean. I built her a little shrine with the other mushroom or the other fungi plushies. Isn't she beautiful? All right, and in today's video, I'm really excited to show you guys some easy ways to make your plots look even more beautiful than they already are. A lot of times people come into my stream and they will say, "Chi, I'm really bad at decorating. Can you help me? Like, do you have any tips or tricks?" And so I really wanted to make a video on all of the things that I think should be incorporated into builds. I know a lot of people try to go for those nameplates, and so let me help you work on your plot a little bit. These are just my personal opinions, so you guys are free to do whatever you want. But I'm just going to give you guys some helpful tips and tricks on what I think could make your plot look a little bit better. Okay, so to start with every plot, I think that every plot should have like a focal point when you first load into it. And a lot of times that's going to be an arch. So there are so many different arches in the game. There's the makeshift trellis. There is the arch trellis, there is the Umbran arch, there is the the second Umbran arch. Okay, I guess there's two. Oh, there's the archway and there's the arch. This is the Maji Market arch. This is the Builder's Wooden arch, the Umbran trellis. There's the makeshift pergola. There's the cozy camp canopy, and this is one of my favorites. This is the spring fever pergola. So these are one of the ones that I would pick to like have at the beginning of your plot. So for example, let's say we take the builder's one, and right when you load into the plot, wherever you want it to drive people to, wherever you want them, like if you want your house to be straightforward, then you would put it here. Some people want their houses over here. So you could have it right here with leading to your house area over here, or a garden, and have like a bunch of landscape and trees. So I think I'm gonna build with the new Alchemist housing line. So I'm gonna use the Umbran archway for my build. I also love the flowers on it. So I'm gonna build this little house area. So I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna center it. You don't have to center it. You could have it go, you know, any way you want to. But I'm going to go ahead and set that right there. So that's going to be the first part of my build. Okay, second part of what makes a really beautiful plot is the greenery, the trees, the plants, the bushes. So figure out what you kind of want from your plot. Do you want it to be more colorful? Do you want it to be more woodsy? Do you want it to be more cottagecore, fairy? Do you want to go with a certain color? So pick a bunch of plants, bushes, flowers, trees that you want to incorporate on your plot, and you're gonna want a good amount of them. So for this build, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the bush, and I think I'm gonna end up going with some of the enamom. I hope I'm saying that right, and maybe even some elderwood ferns, maybe some cosmos. We'll just kind of see. And then I'm also gonna take some ancient trees, and I'm going to incorporate some pine trees. We're going to do both. Okay, so I have my plants, I have my trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with the trees first. And if you guys don't know, you can actually stunt a tree's growth just by not watering it. The only bad part is it does leave this like watering symbol, but if you can learn to live with it, you can make a bunch of really cute trees like smaller. So this is a more fuller grown. I think this one right here might be a full grown. Yeah. Yeah, so these are fully grown and then these are little ones. So what I like to do is I kind of like to match them up if I can on both sides and just kind of spread them out a little bit, you know, don't make them where they're, you know, right next to each other or they're diagonal. Like I kind of made them where they're diagonal. Don't make them like horizontal or vertical. Just kind of sporadically place them like they're out in nature. And then I love the bushes. I love lots and lots of bushes. I think they really drive every build to be amazing. So I'm going to put some bushes just scattered around everywhere. Kind of make a little bit of a walkway with them. We'll scatter these around. Just like this. And then we have some really pretty flowers. So I'm going to put the flowers, I'm going to kind of layer them together with the bushes. So we're going to take, you know, a flower and a fern. So 2 different flowers and a fern. Just kind of mingle them into the bushes a little bit, just to give a little bit of color. They don't have to be identical. All right, and then I actually grabbed some of these mushrooms as well. I feel like this goes with the build that I'm going with, so I'm just going to place some of these right here. There we go. Look at this. We've only done like 3 things, and it already looks amazing. And then I'm going to add in one more big tree, maybe right... We'll bring this one closer. We'll put it right there. Just as a little overhead. I think I'm actually going to go grab one more. Okay, never mind. I don't have another tree on this plot, so we're just gonna leave like that. That's okay. So now we have our plants, we have our tree, we have our archway, which is our focal point. So now we're gonna dive in a little bit deeper. Okay, so the next part of what I think makes a great build is your pavers, what you're gonna walk on, because that is what really is going to drive the eye down to the ground. So we have a couple of options. You have your square concrete paver, you have your sandstone flagstone paver, a wood slab paver, a wood plank paver, a round concrete paver, and a terracotta paver. I think for this one, I'm actually gonna go with the round concrete pavers. I feel like that kind of fits the vibe that I'm going with, so I'm gonna do the round concrete pavers. Okay, so I have my round concrete pavers. A little trick that I feel like a lot of people may not know is every time that you put a paver on the ground, there is a possibility that it will change its size and shape. So as you can see, every time I place this down, so see how you have a really large one, medium, a little bit smaller, and I think there's even a smaller one than that one. I'm trying to see if it'll pull it up. There we go, and even smaller than that. So you can see all these different sizes. So if you want them all to be the same size, you can pick them up like this and then just place it back down and it will change. So you might have to, you know, if you want them all to be the same size, you're gonna have to keep trying a little bit. I do not want them to be the same size. I actually want a lot of big ones. And then I'm gonna intermingle some small ones. So I'm just gonna pull these out. And I kind of like the way that looks right there already. So let's go ahead and place the rest of these. I want a big one. Is it going to give me a big one? There we go. I want another big one. See how I'm just... That's okay, we'll go with the medium size. See how I'm just picking them up? Oh, now it gives me a big one. Happens every time in Palia. As soon as you don't want it anymore, it's like, here you go. Now I want a small one. Okay, that's pretty good. Small one. Big one will work. Small one. Maybe one more small one. Actually, I think we should rotate these. Small one, move that one up a little bit. I am spacing them out just a little bit. So see how that looks very, like, almost, like, kind of like they were placed not purposefully? I like it. Okay, we look good. So we got our archway, we have our trees, our plants, our bushes, we have our walkway. So now it's time to dig into the next step. Okay, so the next step for me is probably going to be lighting. You're going to want some type of lighting on your plot in all of your builds. So figure out kind of like the vibe that you want. There is very modern ones like the Ravenwood standing lamp, and then there's really cute woodsy ones like the log cabin. There's candles if you like candles. There is, if you're going for more like a beachy look, there's flotsam large candle, flotsam small candle. There's also a grow out standing lamp that is beautiful if you're going for like a fairy build or a green build or a greenhouse, flowery, planty. Then there's lots of different colors. So I think I'm gonna go with, for my build, I think I might go, I think I want to do some candles. You know what? I have actually in my inventory right now is the new candles. So I think we're gonna go with, let's go with this one. This is the log cabin short lamp. And we're gonna do some candles and maybe a medium lamp. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so I'm gonna place these candles kind of like a walkway. It's gonna be a little spooky. Oh, I only have... Okay, I only had 3 of those. So let me move these up here a little bit more. I'm gonna move these up here as well. We're gonna move these right here. Okay, and then we're gonna add in some lighting. So I'm gonna add another candle, maybe right next to this tree. You do have to go turn it on. Then I'm gonna add a lamp over on this side. We're just gonna spread out the lights. And then I have this beautiful thing. So I'm gonna put this right here. I think I might actually go grab another one and put it on the other side. Okay, so I got another one. We're gonna put this one on this side. Oh, so turn on. So see how we have a mingle of lights? We have a candles, we have lamps, we have the short lamps. So you kind of can mingle in a little bit of light there, and it kind of makes it look a little bit better. If you're going for more of a modern look, I would definitely use more lamps and kind of like make them, like I would put one here and then one over here and then one here and one right here. That way it looks more of like a city build or like a modern build versus like a little woodsy cabin. Okay, so the next part of every build is going to kind of be more tricky to figure out based on what you're building and what you like, but it's going to be some type of big object or objects. So I think every build has to have somewhere for the eyes to fall. So in my particular build, I have a couple things that you could use like spaced out. This is the ancient rock garden. This one is the Maji market cart. This one's the folding screen, another folding screen. We have the fountain. We have a mushroom. I think I'm actually gonna end up taking that mushroom. We have a rancher's hay roll stack. I'm actually gonna take that too. Rancher's wooden cart, I'm gonna take that as well. Maji market ormu standee. There's the pirate kegs. There's the forager's bonsai. There's the makeshift indoor garden. I think I actually might take this as well. So these are going to be like big focal points. There's also this is one of my favorite things, the Temple of the Roots tree to build with, just because it's so pretty and such a beautiful focal point. But I got my big thing, so I'm going to go ahead and use those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I have a little bit of space right here, so I'm going to put the mushroom right there. You see how the mushroom is like filling up that space but doesn't like really take up too much of the build. And then the haystacks, I think I'm going to place the haystacks back here. So once again, it's also just going to bring this build to life. It's just back there as like, you know, a big item, but not something like super much. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing with this, but over here. So we're going to place that right there. And then I may not end up using the bonsai tree. I think I might leave that. I don't think it's going to fit this build like I thought it was. But I like this. So see how you just kind of place them sporadically everywhere and it just kind of fills in space and it kind of draws your eye a little bit. Okay, so the next thing is once you have your big things, you're gonna want to clutter it up a little bit with little things. So I think in my build, I definitely think that one of my favorite things to ever build with is the Moonstruck fungi planter. So I'm definitely gonna take that. The Umbran log is amazing. The Moonstruck Gomor is amazing. I think a Cernet could also be really great depending on what you're doing. The flower, you know, more for a flowery build. This would be really cute. Honestly, just I might take that actually. That could be really cute in any build. The rest of this stuff is also great fillers. The ranch house flower pot, the log cabin log carrier, the spring fever fire pit. We have the regal fountain, the spring lights, the elderwood floor blanch, pillows, the end table, stools, all that stuff just makes great filler. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my filler and we're just kind of fill in a little bit of spaces here and there. So I kind of like this right there. And then I want to place this maybe right here in front of this. So see how there's a little bit of space right there? And then I love the grimoire. I'm definitely gonna place this right here next to the lamp. And then I have my little deer. Maybe we place him over here like he's eating this bush. He's kind of hidden a little bit. And then I always think this is cute to place just about anywhere. You know what? We're going to put him right here. We're going to put him right in there like that. I think he fits really nice right in there. So after we filled in, and you remember, like I said, you can always fill in more and more things. You can add bigger things. You can add in more plants, more fillers. This is just a cute little example. Okay, next up for me is gonna be plushies. If you guys know, you know that plushies have become the biggest thing in Palia. They are so fun to catch and collect, and they really bring every build to life. So I'm actually gonna just grab every single plushie that I have, and we're just gonna see where I can fill these in. If you have the big plushies, just be aware that they're gonna take up a lot of space. So that might be more of like your bigger items, like, you know, instead of me adding in that mushroom or the big haystack, I put down that giant plushie. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the lantern bug. She's a big queen, so we're gonna hide her like right in here. Wait, I think I want to turn her a little bit more this way. There we go. And then the phoenix does not really fit this build, but this one does. I think I'm gonna put you right here. And then my rainbow tipped butterfly, I had an idea actually. I don't know if she's gonna fit in here. Okay, she fits like that. We're gonna have her and my Duskwing staring at the Zeki. Do they both fit? They do. Okay, I think that's kind of cute. So they're just like watching. I think those are called the Choppa Hunt plushies. These are really cute in just about every build. They're very easy to get the Maji market, and I just love the way they look, and those are really cute. And then I'm gonna add in my Azure Choppa, maybe right there. We're gonna shake this Cernic. We're gonna place it right there. Let's see if I can make this mushroom work. Maybe he'll go right here. I think he kind of fits. He fits. I think he's good. He's good. The snails are also great for just about any build. They just fit anywhere, and they look beautiful everywhere. Same with the ladybug. You can easily hide a ladybug just about anywhere. I'm gonna hide her underneath there. Nibbles. We love our Nibbles. He's a very sought after. I'm gonna place him right there. Tau, same thing. We're gonna hide you over here. And then I got one more Choppa. Where do we put him? You know what? Let's put him at the front. Like that. All right. So this is how our little build has gone so far. And we're still not done. We got more to add. Okay, so next up, a lot of people always kind of forget about this, but using your star quality bugs and your fish. I'm not a big fan of decorating with fish, but you can decorate with star quality fish. But decorating with bugs, the bugs just add in, because they're in this really pretty cage, they just add in another aspect of a build that just really drives it together. And you can stack them on top of each other to make really cute like furniture almost. You can either take like two verticals, or you could take two horizontals and kind of stack them on each other, or you could even do, one of my favorites is you could stack a vertical on top of a horizontal, and then you can even stack more on top of those. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so I grabbed my bugs that I want, but I also want to go ahead and just grab the plants that I want. So there's a ton of different plants and greenery in the game. We have Alchemist Twisted Column, we have the Ranch House Veggie Pot, we have the Emberborn Reed Planter, the Wheat Planter, the Umbran Log, the Homestead Reed. We literally have so many options. So go through and try to make as many as you can and just add them in wherever you want to. I'm actually going to add in, I think I'm going for more of like a woodsy look, like a purple woodsy look. So I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to take this as well. The leafy log is one of my favorite things. and then maybe the twisted column. I think those all fit the vibe that I'm going for really well. So I'm going to take these and my star quality bugs, and we're going to place those. So I'm going to put the dust wing right there, and she even moves. Isn't she beautiful? Then we're going to do, we have a ladybug. I'm going to put the ladybug maybe right here, and I'm actually going to place another one right on top of her like that. Then we're going to do one more, maybe hidden back there. Okay, and then our plants. So I grabbed my couple plants. We're going to add those. I really want to put one right here, but how close can I get it to the door? Okay, I like that. I think that looks really nice. And then we're going to add you right here. And then I love this log. This area back here is a little bit too open, so I'm going to add the log to kind of fill it in. And then the column. I've never decorated a column like by itself, like almost like a tree. So same thing over here. We have a little bit of open space, so I'm going to fill that in, that gap. Okay, I like that. I think this is looking really good. Okay, so we have our last couple of things that could really drive a build together is going to be rugs. There are a lot of rugs. I think there's only a couple rugs that you can make. Otherwise, you do have to find them in the black market, spoiler, in the underground where Zeki and Areth like to hang out. So a lot of the rugs you'll see will be found there. I'm actually going to pick up all these because I have no idea which one I want to use on this build. Sometimes you do have to kind of see them. So I picked up all the rugs. The next thing that a lot of people don't know about is ambiance music. So these are all going to be found, and I'll show you. They're all going to be found right here at this sign, this green sign on everybody's plot. You want to click on that, and you're going to click go to the store. So once you open up the store, these are going to be your tour tickets that you earn from putting your plot up, touring plots and reacting to plots. So if you are not touring plots and reacting to them, please do that. It will get you tour tickets. And then there's so many things in here you can buy, including not only nameplates, but also jukeboxes. So there's all different types of jukeboxes. There's wallpaper, there's flooring, there's a signpost, a timer, and the bouncy shroom. So every jukebox sounds different. You would have to go through and either buy them or watch a video that has all the different sounds. For this build, because I am doing more of like an autumny purpley theme, I'm gonna go with this one. So this is the Feather Dance jukebox, and we're gonna place this one over here. And it doesn't have a big range, so I don't love the look of them, so I'm gonna kind of hide it. And you can turn it on. That is the Feather Dance. So that way you can't really see it, but it's still playing music. And then we have our rug, and I just kind of realized that I placed too many stones down and I cannot place a rug. Unless I did... Maybe this would work like this. If I took away this one and this one. Okay. Sometimes you don't have to include a rug if you have a lot of, you know, pavers and whatnot. I think that could look pretty good, actually. So we're going to leave that. Okay, next up, these are the two last things, is going to be pavers. So we have the Spring Fever wood edging, the Spring Fever rock edging, the wood edging. I think there's a couple other edgings that I did not get a chance to grab out. And then also fencing. So if you're going to be using edging, maybe not using fence would probably be okay. Unless you're gonna do like fence around the outside and then edging in between the plants and stuff or your walkway. I think I'm actually gonna use the log cabin, which is the OG. There's also the camping fence, the white picket fence, and then the Umbran double fence. So those are all great options. So for the fencing, like I was saying, you can either go through and kind of like add it in as like a little bit of decor instead of, you know, like actually blocking stuff, or you can go around the entire build to block it off. With the edging, you could go through. So I'm going to use this one, and you can kind of build around. Like, let's say we build around this tree. Let's say we're like, ooh, let's make a cute little walkway around the tree. We don't want people to step in, you know, on the rock or on the tree and stuff. So you can place these individually. I do have to move that, but you kind of get the point. So you kind of have to go around. I'd have to move those other stuff, but you can keep going around, and then you can even go through and like do like this and just place them and make them curvy. See how I'm like kind of making that like in a little bit of a curve? So you could definitely do that as well. Okay, so I love the way this has turned out. It looks really good. I love the way the arch looks. I love the way the walkway looks. I think it's filled in very, very nice. And it's beautiful. The ambiance is great. Okay, so now let me show you guys how to make your outside of your, you know, besides you have your beautiful walkway, you have your beautiful entrance, how to make the outside of your house look really nice. So I gathered up a lot of items that I think could really make a house look really nice from the outside point of view. So first off is the Moonstruck wall decor, one of my favorites. That is a beautiful piece. There's lots of frames in the underground. So there's the homestead frame, there's the industrial frame, there is the porthole, there is, if it'll let me see, the makeshift. There's so many different things. There's also the makeshift small frame, there's the industrial wall decor, there is the log cabin wall decor, the Lily Ratton frame, the Paltech picture frame, makeshift wall clock, so many different things. And I just kind of placed this all very sporadically, but I kind of like the way it looks. But I am gonna take them down and kind of show you guys how to make the area look really nice. Also, a very underrated item in my opinion that they added was the rancher's tool stand. I think that you could put this up against a wall and just really drive a really pretty area with it. Oh, I did not mean to grab that window. I don't know if that's centered, but okay. So the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna place a light up there. Okay, so I like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna do a bigger picture, maybe up high like that. And then I'm gonna let me move this to the side a little bit. And then I'm gonna place a smaller one next to this one. So that way we can kind of layer them. And then right in between that, I'm gonna put that beautiful baby. And then we have the porthole picture. I think I'm gonna place that over there. Okay, so I placed the porthole and then I'm gonna place, I kind of like the way that looks right there. So we're just kind of layering pieces until we kind of like it. And then I love the idea of like a little shovel. Maybe. Maybe not. Not go. There we go. Straight ahead like that. Okay, I like that. Let me bring it down just a little bit. Interesting. Well, let me place this here. I wonder what's in the way. Maybe we put... Okay, we'll put it right here. Okay, that looks good. Move that up just a tad. Okay, so just kind of layering pieces, and then I found this Cozy Camp folding chair in my inventory, and I thought it was really cute. I'm gonna place that right here with a rug. And then maybe we put down a plant right here, too. Let me go grab a plant real quick. Okay, so I thought this would be really cute to place right here. Ooh. Place right there. So look how cute this looks. So just like layering pieces together. I love the idea of like layering on one side and then on the other side just having like one item just like kind of on its own. But yeah, I really like this. So don't be afraid to mix and match stuff, layering pieces in. There's so many different wall decor pieces. There's also one of my favorites is this plant holder, and I love the idea of putting it underneath so this is the Green Home flower box, and I love the idea of putting it underneath windows and then filling it with flowers. I feel like it could look really pretty. Okay, I went and grabbed some flowers, so I'm gonna put some flowers in here just like that. That looks really good. I like that. You can even place more or less depending on what you want. So now this looks good. And then basically what you do is you just start the process over for the next part of your build. So now that we have our house, we have our walkway, we have our entrance. Let's say, for example, you don't have all this right here. Let's say over on this side, you want to have your garden, or you want to have, you know, your farm, or whatever you want to have over here. What you're going to do is you're going to start the first focal point. So I went ahead and grabbed a pergola. Not a pergola, I grabbed a trellis. And now we're gonna start the same process. So we're gonna place this right here. We're gonna grab a tree. we're gonna grab some flowers, and we're just gonna build our little area back over here. So just pretend like this walks into like another building or a farm area, but you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna grab your flowers, you're gonna grab your trees, your bushes, your little objects, your focal points, your decor pieces, your plushies, your bugs, and you're just gonna keep building it out piece by piece. And I promise you, if you just do what you think is best and you keep going, you use the tips that I give you, your plot will be absolutely amazing. Not that it already isn't, but maybe this will just make you love your plot even more. One more helpful tip before I go is I saw somebody comment on one of my other YouTube videos and they said, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do that. You can place flowers in your house without glitching. You can literally just take a flower and just place it right inside of your house without glitching. This is just free placement. So in case you don't know, that's how you do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you guys want to see an indoor version of this, let me know if this was helpful, and I can definitely do an indoor version. I am not as great of an indoor decorator as I am as an outdoor, but I can decorate on the inside, so let me know if you guys want to see that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. I also have a lot of other YouTube videos on how like decorating ideas, decorating spaces. So if you guys want to check those out, they should be right here on the right hand side of your screen. Don't forget about the MADRINAS collab. And if you guys want to see me live on Twitch, it is Chillin' with Chi, and I'll post all my links in the description below. Thank you for watching.
Cool.